Hi, I'm Jesse Adler and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be following up on the part 1 video of how to build an RC lifeboat, or building an RC lifeboat. On this build video, I'm going to completely build a whole new one because the old one wasn't working very well. And I'm going to build it at 130% the size, so 1/3 larger in every direction. Let's get started. So on the top, there's my old lifeboat that you saw me build in part 1. And here is the just printed top of the new lifeboat. And it's only a third larger in every direction, but it definitely is going to be bigger. Look at that from above there. But yeah, let's print out the bottom, get them all epoxy together, and start putting these pieces are dry, they're all glued together. So I'm going to have to take a little razor blade, and I'm going to cut off that excess. So next I'm going to be spraying some spray paint on it. I got this nice orange for the lifeboat, so I'm going to do that. So now I'm going to let this dry out here, the paint, and I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom. And it's the exact same thing, gluing them together, scraping off the epoxy, and painting it. So I'll get the video back on when I'm done with both. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to take apart my version 1 remote-controlled lifeboat. It's 1/3 smaller in every direction, and it has a leak, so that's why it didn't work out. But I'll need the drive shaft for this boat that I'm building now, so I'm going to take it apart and get that drive shaft out to use. Okay, so as you just saw, I got the drive shaft out. It's in a few pieces, and right there, the universal joint that was on the end was completely rusted. So I had it and one of the bearings sitting in some WD-40. Hopefully that's going to get rid of some of the rust. Here is the actual shaft. It is in perfectly fine condition. And, yeah, over here are the other two things. So now I'm going to get that receipt. So now the bottom is done being painted, and let's put on the top. It looks super cool. Look at that. Just looks great. So now I'm gonna drill some holes, get those drive shafts in, and silicone them. So now what I'm gonna do, the new drive shaft came. I'm going to drill 2 holes in the back to mount these in, and the drive shafts will go through them. You'll see in a minute what I'm talking about. It's the next morning, all the stuff's glued in. It looks really good. There's the, the stuff inside. I'm gonna have to glue the motors in a little bit more. It's not being held on by that much glue. But, yeah, these are in, they're watertight, I tested them. So the next step, once the motors are dry, is gonna be to test out the propellers in the water, see how fast they propel it. I have a feeling it's gonna go. Okay, so the electronic speed controllers, or ESCs, just came. You can see there's one there, and the other one's over here not plugged in. But I have it just temporarily hooked up to the battery. Don't do this at home, you could short the battery, it's not very good. It's hooked up to the receiver, which is hooked up to my transmitter, and it's hooked up to the left motor right now. So I should be able to vary the speed from low to high. Okay, that's low. That's medium. And that's high. Cool. Works super well. So now what I need to do is go buy a battery that'll actually fit in the boat. I don't think that one will. If it does, great. And then I'll have to get some connectors to use. Next, I'm going to drill some holes with the drill in the top piece for screws to go in to tighten it on the bottom piece. Next, I'm going to take the silicone and I'm going to make a bead around the entire edge, and when that dries, it's going to be kind of like a rubber gasket, and I'm hoping that that, along with some screws, will hold the top on and make it waterproof enough. So here you can see that I just wired up all of my stuff. I wired up this connector on here, and I wired the ESCs to the motor. So if I take my controller, I turn it on. It's a bit hard to flip that switch. There we go. And I take my battery. This is not the battery that I will be using because it's too big, but it's what I have for the moment before the new battery that I ordered comes. So let me plug it in. There we go, plugged in. Now watch. So that one can go from slow all the way to fast. And that one can do it too. So that's how it's going to turn. So like they're both going, and then this one speeds up and the other one slows down, and that will turn the boat. So I'm going to go test it right now, and then the new battery should be here, and I should be able to actually like test it all in the water. Okay, so test number 1. Let's see if it floats. It floats! And I don't see any water coming in the inside. Let's see. Oh, it's going backwards. Okay, so take 2. Oh, still going backwards. Take 3. So I think this is take 4 now, but I'm gonna put it in the water. I made it so it should go forward now. Now it tilts in the other direction, that's funny. Okay, let's see. Oh, it is going the wrong way. That one goes in the right way now. There we go. Wait, let's try it again. That's pretty fast. That's kind of speedy. Even though it looked like it was going pretty well in that video, I found that there was a leak and that this gasket was leaking. So I'm going to change my design up. I'm going to take the gasket off, and I'm not going to be able to take the top off. So I'm just going to glue it the top on, and then out the back I'm going to have this out here so I can charge the battery and plug it in, unplug it, without having to take the top off. So I'm going to take off the gasket, put some hot glue on, glue the top on, and then I'll epoxy around here. So I got it all glued on, and you can see these are glued on. This is how you turn it on, and it works fine. Pretty cool. This one has reverse. That's pretty cool too. I put some duct tape on the front here so no water got in there, but once I'm done using it, I'm going to take the duct tape off so that it can air out and any water in there can evaporate. I drilled this little hole in the back and put a screw in it so that that can drain the water. I'll just take the screw out with a screwdriver, and that'll drain the water out after every run. And yeah, it's all glued up. There you go, you've seen it work. Here it is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another one of these videos. Bye.